Hello all, welcome back to Knowledge Base. So hope everyone are doing good. Today we'll see working with Hockey app. So our agenda for today is knowing about multiple Hockey app SDKs and a new Hockey app Xamarin Sdk. So within that we'll be knowing about how to deal with crash reporting, how to deal with update manager, and how to deal with feedback process. So let's just get started. So we'll just get to know like what are all the multiple SDKs that are available right now within Hockey. So if you see in component store, we got Hockey app for Android, Hockey app for iOS, and Hockey app for iOS that is specifically for crash reporting. So we got to have these SDKs available right now, and we got one more thing which is right now in beta 3, which is Xamarin SDK, which is Hockey app for Xamarin. So that is in beta 3 stage. So it has multiple features wherein it made the developer life so easy that it's easy to integrate the crash reporting, it's easy to integrate update manager, and it's easy to integrate the feedback process. So with respect to crash reporting, that's very useful for us even in when we go to even store also. And with respect to this update manager, this particular thing is specifically useful when we are at beta stage, because if, for example, if I'm running at one particular version which is lower when compared to the version that is there in the Hockey, so when I open the app, it automatically notifies me that there is an updated version. So do you want to continue to update that, or do you want to ignore for this instance? So that is a beautiful functionality that we have with Hockey app Xamarin SDK, and we got a feedback process which is already there even in the earlier SDKs, and it's even incorporated in this also with some additional functionalities. So let's just get started by integrating Hockey app into our Android applications. For this sample, we are just taking Android. So we'll just go to hockeyapp.net, just log into hockeyapp.net. If you don't have any account, you can just create an account with your live ID. You got just a free version of Hockey app, where there is a limitation of 2 apps in your Hockey app free version. So you can just go ahead and just integrate with your applications. So I'm just at my Hockey app dashboard. I'm just trying to click on new app. So right now I don't have any APK or IPA or anything, so I just want to create an app manually. So I'm just clicking manually option. So I'm choosing Android. So I'm specifying a name, Xamarin Android sample. So as of now I'm just mentioning com.xamarin Android sample. Xamarin Android sample. So this is the package name that I will be going to use. So I'm just even copying this particular package name. So I'm just clicking on save. So we got to see that our app got created in Hockey. So this is our app name, and this is our package name. This is the app ID that we are going to use to integrate in our application. So as we don't have any specific builds right now within our dashboard for this particular app, so we are just going to create that particular thing right now. So we'll just go to Visual Studio. We'll just create a new Android project. So I'm just choosing Android, blank Android. So Xamarin, let's just make it so I just created a new Android app. It just got created with the basic structure. So we are not going to alter any kind of things right now, as we are just dealing with two different activities. One is crash reporting, and another one is feedback. And update, we are not going to have any specific kind of event level intervention, so we are not going to deal with any kind of UI elements. So for feedback, we need to have one specific button where we need to show a feedback process. And for even crash reporting also, we don't have any specific event that we are going to write, but we are going to use the default one. So whatever the button that we have, we'll just try to utilize that particular button, and we'll just try to raise one specific exception, so that whatever the crash that it happens, so we'll just track all those things. So let's just start with checking with elements that we have in our main.axml. So we'll just see the source. So we just got to have one button. So I'll just copy and paste the same button again. So and let's just change the strings. So we got to have one string already. So we'll make it generate crash. Sorry. And we'll just name this particular thing as generate crash. And we have one more thing for feedback. So we'll just make it feedback. So we'll just copy the same thing. This is for this, and feedback is for this. So I'll just name it feedback button, and we'll name it generate crash button. So this is what the basic screen that we are going to deal with. So we'll just go to our main activity. So we have one generate crash button, and we have one more thing for feedback. So feedback, this is what the thing. So I'll just get rid of this. So we just initiated, and we have just mapped, and we have identified our buttons within our AXML. So prior to integrating our hockey app, we need to get respective packages into our application. So we'll just include all those packages. As we said, like Xamarin has come up with hockey app Xamarin SDK. So we'll just go with HockeySDK dot Xamarin. So we'll type hockey SDK for Xamarin, and as it's kind of a pre-release, we'll just need to choose include pre-release. So we are just choosing this. So I'm just going to install. So you can see that this is at beta 3. So we see our package got successfully installed into our solution. So we'll just proceed with adding up some code. So the first part that we'll be doing is going to assembly info.cs. where we'll be just adding up our specific hockey app related information. Let's just paste the code. We'll just import the metadata information. So net.hockey.android.app identifier, and we need to get our app identifier key. So this is what our app ID. So we'll be replacing that here. So, and after that we'll just go to main activity. So the initial part is we need to register our either it could be an activity crash, or either it could be an update manager, or either it could be the information that we want to send to hockey. Either it is an event one, or a crash, or even an update one. So we need to register that first. So we'll just copy the metrics manager first. So the same way, whatever the app ID that we have chosen, so we need to provide that here, and we'll just resolve this hockey app. So, and after that we need to include crash manager. So using hockey app dot register, and for this we have this as a context, and application identifier, that is whatever that identifier that we are using here. So we need to pass this. So this is what the information, and let's just have some code for generating a crash. So we'll just have a delegate, and within that we'll be throwing a not implemented exception. So with this particular thing, it actually registers a specific crashes. So with respect to this application, we are trying to register that hockey, you should even try to catch all the crashes that are happening in our application, and you just need to send that particular thing to hockey cloud. So this is what the thing that it actually does. So we need to have some more code for managing these updates. So I'll just copy and paste the code. So we'll just have one method check for updates. So within that we need to provide the app ID. So we'll just call this method in onCreate. So this is what the basic simple code that we are going to implement now. So we are ready now to run the application. So we'll just click on the simulator. We'll just run the application. So see, our application got launched into the simulator. So we got generate crash and the feedback. So I'll just click on generate crash. So we got an error now. So the app got crashed successfully, and we'll just run the app once again. So we'll get the information now that the application got quitted unexpectedly. So do you want to send anonymous report, so that whatever the crash that got happened will be tracked somewhere, and application developer will be resolving that issue. So make sure like you just click on always send. so that whatever the crash that it's going to happen, normally in some of the applications we'll be seeing this kind of alert, so that would be actually good to have that, so that if any kind of resolutions happen in the coming future, that we can just even get that. So we'll just stop the build. So now we have all the things, but we don't have any build right now here. So there is no point where we can just track all the information. So now we'll generate an package. So we'll just do that in release mode. So we'll generate an export package. So export Android APK. So it's trying to create an APK for us. So we'll just go to the folder, bin, release, and we got our APK. So com.xamarin.xamarin Android sample APK. So prior to that, if we just need to have this app to be running on the simulator, so I'm just trying to have some sort of properties to be included. So I just want to include an x86 architecture. So I just want to go to build, sorry, Android options. I'm just trying to have x86 also included. So I'm just trying to re-export the package again, and I'll be updating this x86 package to Hockey, so that I can just directly download that app from Hockey and I'll install that particular app into my emulator. Okay, package got created successfully. So you can able to see multiple packages got created now. So we got our we'll just refresh. So this is the latest one, so we'll just take the signed one, and we'll go here and click on add version, and we'll try to drag and drop that particular thing to here. So our application is uploading to Hockey, and we are just trying to create a new version. So now we'll be getting a specific wizard where we just want to mention any kind of release notes and all the information. So as of now, we don't have any release notes. So I'm just skipping that. So you can ignore this. So, and after that, I'm just trying to go to our app. So you can able to see a version 1 got created. So let me just delete this. Not sure how it came. So this is what the version. So you can able to see all the version details now. So if you just want to see the details, you can just, and you can just even manage the version. So you can just modify whatever the details that you want. Now I'm just trying to click on this, and I'm just trying to download this particular app. So it's downloading my APK from Hockey. So our app got successfully downloaded from Hockey. So I'm just trying to install that particular app right now. You'll just see our app got installed successfully. I'll just check. So we got the same screen. So I'm just clicking on generate crash. So our app got crashed So we'll just go and we'll see in the dashboard, so whether we got any kind of information. So just refresh the page. You don't see any kind of crash information. You don't see any kind of metrics right now. So you just see only downloads, how many downloads happen, and how many users. So but we don't see any kind of crash information. So the same thing that we have done, so we'll just reopen the app once again, and we'll get that alert, and we'll just click on always send. Now we'll just refresh the page. Now we'll see a crash. Just click on that, or else just click on crashes on the top. So you can able to see, that particular crash description. Just click on that. So it shows the complete information about the stack trace, so the devices that got affected, and the OS version that it actually has. So we got all the information. So we, based on that crash information, we can just able to resolve that particular issue. So this is how we can just do crash. So now we'll just deal with update. So I'll go to Visual Studio again, and we'll just change the version. We'll just go to properties, and in the manifest we'll just change the version name. I'll make it 1.1, and we'll just add the version number. So we'll just close this, and we'll just export this package again. So prior to that, we'll just go ahead and clean up this bin and obj, so that we'll just have a clear files. So right click, export APK. So now we'll be having one more APK with a different version. Give us a minute so that it actually creates a package for us. So our package got created successfully. We'll just open the same process. We'll just go to bin, we'll just go to release folder, and we'll just take that signed APK. And prior to that, we just need to go back to the main page, main dashboard, and we need to click on add new version. And we need to drop that signed APK here. So let that upload to that hockey. So once that is done, the same process that we'll be doing for having that particular application in our emulator. So we'll just uninstall this particular app. So done. So now we have two different versions. So we'll just try to install the existing app that we have. So we'll just go to downloads, and we'll just try to install the existing app. So now our app got installed successfully. So now we'll just check for update manager. We'll just open the app, and so we are able to see a specific message which says that there is an update available right now. So if you just ignore it, ignores for this particular instance, and it shows up when you reopen the app. So if you just click on show, it shows a dialog which has a latest update. So you can be able to click on update right away there itself. So it has a complete information, as we don't have any information right now, so we are not able to see anything. So it's trying to download this particular application. So right now I'm just trying to skip this, because this is how the process of updation also happens. I'm just trying to ignore this. Let's just ignore this particular update. So we'll just move on to the feedback portion. So we have this button feedback here. So we'll just try to create a click event on that. So we're just trying to have a delegate. So as we see, like for getting updates, we are using update manager. For getting means identifying crashes, we are using crash manager, and for calculating or getting the metrics information, we are just using metrics manager. The same way for identifying the feedback and for having the feedback process, we have feedback manager. We'll just take that particular snippet. So I'm just trying to have the same thing here. So feedback manager dot register and the same app ID, and within that we have a specific activity process where it actually shows activity, show feedback activity. Within that we are just passing our application context. So we'll just run the application. The application is going to deploy into our emulator. So the app got installed successfully. Now we'll just click on feedback. So you can able to see that feedback screen. So I'm just trying to enter Dheeraj Kumar. So test feedback. It's a test feedback. So you can able to even attach any specific screenshot that you have if you find any error, or if you want to show any kind of feedback with respect to this application. You can just add an attachment and just clicking on send feedback. So the feedback got sent successfully. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just check the dashboard. So as we are running on that second version, so you'll just see here at feedback screen. So we just see this test feedback. So whatever the feedback that we have just sent from the mobile, so you can able to see that particular feedback here. So this is how we can just deal with Hockey App SDK, exclusively Hockey App SDK for Xamarin. So this is a specific process where we deal with Crash Manager, Feedback Manager, and Update Manager. So hope you liked it. If you have any queries or comments, just please do post comments in the comment section, and please do subscribe for my videos. Thank you so much.